On everyone. Anthony Davis, he is a generational talent. I mean, he is, when bought in and plays to the level that he can play, is top three, top five at the worst in the league. I mean, he is the character that you make in 2K and you put everything all the way up to make him the best player possible. Like, that is Anthony Davis. 7-footer that can handle the ball, can shoot from anywhere on the court. Yes, this past season, he didn't have that same success. But if Bubble Anthony Davis decides to come back and wake back up, he is a absolute force. I mean, what we saw on both the defensive end, the offensive end, just everything. He is a guy that can completely change the fate of your franchise. And many hope that he will be that player next season. Now, he had some injury history. Obviously, he struggled to stay on the court. Very likely he's going to miss 20 plus games next season as well. But when he came back from injury last season, he looked like that dominant force again. He was putting up like 30 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks. I mean, just playing absolute monster. And then just had some freak accidents that unfortunately had him sitting out, and we didn't make the playoffs. I do believe that with Anthony Davis and LeBron James both healthy last season, as dysfunctional as the Lakers were, they still would have been a playoff team. And Anthony Davis is the key. The only way the Lakers are going to win another championship, as great as LeBron is, but in his age and things like that, Anthony Davis is the key for our success. I mean, LeBron and Anthony Davis already proved that together they can win a championship. They already won one and arguably could have won a second one. I mean, they were at Anthony Davis away from possibly beating the Suns. They were up 2-1. They were looking good in that game 4. It looked like they were going to run away with it. The Suns had no answer for Anthony Davis whatsoever, and it's very likely that they could have won that, went to the championship, played Milwaukee, and who knows what would have happened. You could have gotten the finals LeBron, where he just completely monstrously takes over. You have Anthony Davis playing the 5 to help kind of neutralize Giannis to the best of his ability. I mean, you're never going to shut him down, but still, you could imagine that team could have won a championship. They would have had Dennis Schroeder, you had Harris, all these guys, right? And so the point is that Anthony Davis is that guy that is the key component for everything, right? He is your defensive anchor. He is your, low post option. He is the guy that can completely take over games. He is an absolute mismatch because everyone his size can't move the way he can move, and everyone that can move the way he can move is too little, so you can just shoot up and rise over him. So Anthony Davis is the ultimate mismatch in so many ways, and Darvin Ham has talked about and compared him to Giannis and the type of offensive schemes that they are going to run, with Davis kind of playing the Giannis role. And it makes sense. That big 7-footer guy who can knock down the outside shot, can take the ball on the ground, get to the hoop, all of those things. And Anthony Davis has been working with the lethal shooter, who originally got him right in his shooting form and stuff like that, and why he was so lights out in the bubble. Hadn't worked with them since. Hopefully the lethal shooter can get him back to being that dead-eye 3-point shooter, that scary threat from the perimeter. Like, Anthony Davis was that guy. Anthony Davis was a guy that you could not leave open. That dude would make you pay every single time. I mean, he was knocking down fadeaway game winners from 3-point range and stuff like that. I mean, he was an absolute force. And whether they have Russell Westbrook on the team, which I don't think he will be, but let's assume he is for whatever reason. Even with Westbrook, LeBron and Anthony Davis are good enough to lead the charge. And with a new coach, maybe Darvin Ham can get Westbrook to buy in. He can kind of work out the scheme, stuff like that. You can't rule out Anthony Davis and LeBron. They are arguably the best duo, if not the best duo, in the entire NBA. I mean, like, what duo in the NBA is better and more compatible than these two? I mean, seriously, LeBron is so unselfish. He's improved so much as a 3-point shooter. He led the league in scoring last year. Anthony Davis, again, he is a monster mismatch, night in and night out, top 3, top 5 player in the league when he's bought in, when he's playing to the level we know he could be. And all of the talk is that he's getting there, right? Rob Pelinka has spoke nothing but high praise about it, how he has just been quietly working in the lab to improve his game and get himself right to be able to kind of lead this charge and be that guy. We saw Kevin Garnett call him out. I need you to play MVP caliber level, which we know he can. This is a guy that could get easily 30 points a night, 25 at the worst. He's a 25 to 30 point game in, game out guy who can get you 2 to 3 block shots, completely change the defensive schemes, everything. I mean, the guy is that guy. He is a force. He is one of the greatest talents we've ever seen in this league for his size, just athleticism, ability, ball handling, shooting, just everything. And that's why the Lakers went all in to go get him. Now, don't get me wrong. If the Kyrie Irving trade does happen, which I really believe it will, I think it's a matter of when, not if, then that just adds a whole nother layer to everything, right? Because now you don't have Russell Westbrook, who's kind of needs the paint to operate, so Davis kind of has to play outside more than he can play down low, where Anthony Davis, now if he has Kyrie Irving, he can kind of operate, on the low block. He can, he's a great passer for his size, stuff like that. So you could spread the floor, let him go to work. If he can't get it, or if he sees the open man, boom, kicks it out. Got a guy in Kyrie who can light it up, knock down from three, create his own shot. So Davis is an absolute lob threat. The pick and roll with Kyrie and Davis and the pick and pop. Oh my God, I don't even want to, scary how good that duo would be. And the problem is they haven't been able to run that to success because they've never had a guy like Kyrie. Like LeBron, he's been a good shooter, but he's not like a 40% three-point shooter. Like, you have to respect him. He was like 35% last season. So he is a guy that can do that. Davis, LeBron pick and roll is scary. LeBron and Davis pick and pop is scary. But to have that guy in Kyrie, you can't go over the top anymore. Like, you have to contest. You can't leave him open. So it just makes it so much more challenging for the defense when you have a guy in Anthony Davis that can roll to the basket or pop out, knock down the shot, and you have a guy in Kyrie who can take the ball, take it off the screen, get to the basket, score, or he can just, spread out, boom, knock down the open shot. If you decide to go around the screen instead of through the screen, like, he can just rise up and shoot and knock it down. And it opens the floor offensively so much more, and it makes things so much easier for Anthony Davis. It makes things so much easier for LeBron James. It would be the perfect pairing to add Kyrie to an Anthony Davis, and then add LeBron James. LeBron and Kyrie won a championship together, right? With Kevin Love, you're getting the ultimate upgrade in Anthony Davis. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kevin Love is a great player. He was a great player. He's a 2010 guy, night in and night out. Defensive liability, but nonetheless, he was a solid guy. He was an all-star. Anthony Davis is like Kevin Love on steroids. That dude is insane. And to have him as your defensive anchor, the Lakers, with all the talent that they have around him, they got the size. Davis can now play the 4, which he doesn't want to play the 5. Well, good. Now you can play the 4. Now we go back to the 2020 model, right? Got the size, got the youth, got the athleticism, got the defense. Everything you need. Davis likely probably finishes the game at the 5 in important matchups, or especially in the playoffs. You imagine Davis ends the game on the 5s, especially if you have Kyrie, stuff like that. So I just think that Anthony Davis is the key. If we're going to win another championship, if we're going to get number 18, if Anthony Davis wants to add another finger to this photo, it relies on him. Everything relies on his shoulders, because he is the ultimate mismatch. He is the one player on the Lakers that no teams have a defensive scheme for, because you can't stop him when he's aggressive, when he's physical, when he's willing to do what he needs to do to be that guy. And I'm hoping that this year he will be that guy, because if we get Kyrie Irving, I really think it's very, very highly that we are going to at least make the finals or a Western Conference championship. And I really think we win the NBA championship this year. Seriously, we got the talent, we got the youth, we got the athleticism, we got the defense. We could use another shooter even if we get Kyrie. But if we can get another shooter, whether it's Joe Harris, Seth Curry, if we make the trade for Buddy Hield, something like that, perfect. But with Kyrie, you're going to get Kyrie who's bought in, because he's in a place he wants to be. He loves the Lakers. He was obsessed with Kobe. He has LeBron to kind of keep him in check. Plus, he respects, admires, regrets a lot with LeBron. And he's going to have something to prove. He's going to have that chip on his shoulder. He's going to want to show that I am Kyrie Irving. I am that guy. I am one of the best players in this league. So you're going to have that. And then if Anthony Davis comes in and plays like that guy that was the franchise cornerstone that was supposed to take the keys from LeBron James and carry this franchise, again, I don't see a team beating us in 7 games if everybody is healthy. Because you have Kyrie, who is a mismatch nightmare for guards. You have LeBron, who is one of the smartest players ever, who's going to get 20 points night in and night out just on his IQ, is in many ways, arguably at least, the greatest player ever. In my opinion, from a basketball standpoint, he is the greatest player ever. So you're talking about that guy. You got, Anthony Davis, who's a mismatch down low. I mean, it's just, like, how do you stop that team? How do you stop those 3 if they're healthy? And if Anthony Davis does decide, I want to play MVP level basketball this year, I just don't see how you stop him. I don't. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think that, Anthony Davis, he's the key. He's the guy that's going to take us and lead us on an NBA championship. It's up to him. He needs to be that guy. He needs to be that bubble Davis that we saw, that monster, that guy that can give us 30 plus night in, night out, block shots, change the pace of the game, everything. Like, he needs to be that guy that's controlling the game. Do you think that he can be that? Or do you think no? Anthony Davis, he's a number 2. He's not that dominant force anymore, anything like that. If we get Kyrie, even if LeBron retires in 2 years, like, you still have Kyrie and Anthony Davis as your 1-2 punch going forward, because they're still both young enough to where even after LeBron leaves or retires or whatever, you still have them in their prime. So we need Davis to start showing that he's that guy, in my opinion. We need him to start really dominating consistently. I understand he's going to miss 20 plus games probably this season, but most of the stars in today's NBA, it happens. They're going to do that. Hopefully we have enough youth and talent and things like that for us to be competitive without him. But I just think come playoff time, I think we live and die with Anthony Davis. But again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, however you feel, let me know down in the comment section below. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.